So let's talk about how our generation is lacking uh, one of the most important qualities a person should have and why that's happening. And that thing is attitude. And why does our generation lack attitude? And the reason is kind of simple. I am from a third world country. So it's very common that our uh, grandparents worked on the countryside and raised cattle, uh, created cows to produce milk, and sold those things to get some money to eat. It's like selling the lunch to get some dinner. And well, even though in that scenario, that is a hard scenario, that makes the man and the person, men, women, anyway, it makes them harder. It makes them, uh, they need to do more to survive, right? They didn't have cars, they didn't have food on easy way to obtain food, and that's why they worked a lot more than we do. And not just work, but they had they had more attitude than we do. And with that attitude, they worked because they need to. And the conclusion is today things are very, 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 very easier when we compared to my grandparents' scenario or your grandparents' scenario. And that's why we don't need to do more things. I mean, you if you work on a 9 to 5 job and you have a decent way to study, things will get kind of decent in your life. And it gets more decent if you compare your life with your grandparents because they had to work more and they had less things. Now you have to work less and you have more things to survive. You have more types of food. It's cheaper, and the world kind of produces food in a faster way. So you don't need attitude to do things, and it's kind of relatable and related to need a way to survive. But we extrapolate that lack of attitude to other fields of our life, not just work. If you lack attitude, you won't be brave enough to chat with a girl. If you lack attitude, you won't be brave enough to start your own business. If you lack attitude, you won't do a thing because you don't need to do it, right? You already have all the things you need to survive. And it it's funny because we live in a world of inequality, and the inequality will become greater when the time passes because of that lack of attitude. Look, if things are easier for us now than it was for our grandparents, things will be a lot of but a lot more easier for your grandchildren than it's to you. So your grandchildren will have less attitude than you do. And this probably will get progressively uh, worse and better by the same way. and how that produces more inequality. So if people tend to be more, tend to be less, tend to be, tend to have this lack of attitude more often, the person that has this quality will be better, but not just better, it will outcompete more people because more people are less enthusiastic to getting success because everyone has all the things they need. And with this competition getting easier because, well, there aren't enough competitors, the person that take risk, they will outcompete everyone because they have this quality that is attitude. And that's why you should develop your attitude and understand that sometimes in your life you need to get uh, brave enough to compete, to get out of your comfort zone and understand that, well, but there's going to be a time that I will quit my job to be an entrepreneur because, well, I need to do it. I need to take that risk or to take a risk on another job that is more uh, hard to work, etc. I mean, you get right. You will need to understand that you need to be better, might, but not be better by uh, getting good by the time and getting experience on your work and get slow promotions. No, you need to have the attitude to want these fast results. You need to have those feelings to take some risk and understand that if you take that risk, it will reward you. And stay, if you stay, if you stand still on your own comfort zone in the future, you will look to yourself in the past and you will regret the things you didn't do. And that's why you need to, uh, I don't know how to say this, but be brave. Yeah, you need to be brave, have some attitudes that you think you should regret. You probably think, oh my God, I'm doing a bad thing. I'm quitting my job and I'm giving up my salary and exploring a world that I don't know. But I mean, you will probably adapt. And adapting when you get risk is worthy because, as I say, the competition is. A lot of people say that the competition is getting harder, but no, it's getting easier. By the time when the time passes, less people want to compete, and they tend to be on the comfort zone, and that's okay. That's their choice. But I mean, you won't be happy by staying in your comfort zone. You you didn't grow to be a person that want to be. You don't want to be a person that is frozen on time, right? You want to get your life unstuck and develop it in the faster way possible. So yeah, you need to act. That's it.